I'm back. So my last video was on the doom of the unbelieving dead and the last judgment. This one is on the 7 new things. 1, the new heaven, the new earth, the new people, the Lamb's wife, New Jerusalem, the new temple. Number 6, the new light. And last is the new paradise and its river of the water of life. All this starts in Revelation 21, 1 through 2, and it says, "And I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from God out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband." I don't know about you, but that gets me excited. Okay, now these 2 verses in Revelation 21, 1 through 2, take us to a few more verses, and I'll just read them because they're short. We start out in 2 Peter 3, verse 13. "Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness." Isaiah 65, verse 7. "Your iniquities and the iniquities of your fathers together, saith the Lord, which have burned incense upon the mountains and blasphemed me upon the hills. Therefore will I measure their former work into their bosom." Now on to Isaiah 66, verse 22. "For as the new heavens and the new earth, which I will make, shall remain before me, saith the Lord, so shall your seed and your name remain." Now we go to Hebrews 12, verse 26. "Whose voice then shook the earth, but now he hath promised, saying, Yet once more I shake not the earth only, but also heaven." Hebrews 12, verse 27. "And this word, yet once more, signifieth the removing of those things that were shaken, as of things that are made, that those things which cannot be shaken may remain." All right, so now on to the conclusion that I wrote down. So in Revelation 21 and 1, John writes that the first heaven and the first earth passed away. According to this verse, there will not be a sea on the new earth. The absence of a sea assures us this verse does not refer to the millennial earth. So the absence of a sea assures us this verse does not refer to the millennial earth, the earth that we are on now. Because during the millennium, large bodies of water will exist. Isaiah 11, verse 9. Ezekiel 47, 8 through 10, then verse 15, and verse 17 through 20. Chapter 48, verse 28, then in Zechariah 9, verse 10, and chapter 14, verse 8. It must describe the eternal earth. Many prophets spoke of this new heaven and new earth. Isaiah 65, 17 through 19, Psalms 102, 25 through 27, and 2 Peter 3, 12 through 13. "The heaven and earth which was created, fashioned, formed, and filled by God, was cursed because of man's sin, and the icy fingers of death continue to strangle and suffocate all the good things that God has made. But it is to be replaced with a new heaven and a new earth, where death's grip has been severed forever, and the curse that pronounced man's eternal separation from God will be fully and finally removed." Now on to the conclusion of Revelation 21, verse 2. Here, John seen the holy city, New Jerusalem, descending from heaven from God. Human has never been able to build a perfect city, but God is the builder, and everything he does is perfect. This city will be holy. You see, cities today are full of crime, but not this city. It will contain no crime. The New Jerusalem mentioned here isn't a metaphor more, unlike most of what John speaks about. It will be an actual city. It is the eternal home of the bride. All God's saints will live there eternally. Hebrews 12:22 through 24 lists its residents as innumerable angels, the assembly of the firstborn, likely meaning church saints, God, the spirits of the righteous, likely meaning Old Testament believers, and Jesus. And that's it.